Mick, Mackie Stone and Squad made a great map called Battle of Gods, and it can be played with 1 to 8 players. Feel free to play it right now or after this review, as this map is not susceptible to any spoilers. This is the first player versus player map I have reviewed here, so please do not compare this review with other reviews I have made in the past. I entered the map expecting great fun, and yeah, I had great fun. I do not have many negative things to say about this map, so I feel like I need to resort to nitpicking, which is a good thing. I make these reviews to promote maps and help you, the audience, learn from the mistakes and triumphs of other maps. And if a map is so triumphant that I must resort to critiquing things that have barely any significance, then consider that a good thing. Also, click the link in the description if you want to see a live commentary of myself and my buddy Winkra the Sage playing this map. That way you can see exactly how the game works and our exact thoughts at the time. I also suggest that you check the original videos by Mick, Mackie Stone and Squad to see their tutorials, and of course they're the makers of this map, so they deserve views on their channel. So for those who haven't done that yet, I'll quickly recap what the map is about. In multiplayer, you play as a god of your choice. The goal is to go to the tower in the center of a map, take a relic, and bring it back to your base before the other players kill you or do the same. It's basically a game of capture the flag, except there are 3 flags in the middle and up to 8 teams, and you can only carry 1 flag at a time. This could potentially become a well-known competitive game in the community like Supercraft Bros or Skywars, and I hope it turns out this way. I really do, because it's a great map. So as usual, I shall start by talking about the way the map was presented. Okay, so many people criticize map makers who use ultra detailed models because they look out of place in the Minecraft universe, and so we should stick to using low poly models to help them fit in with Minecraft. This map breaks this mold and proves that you really can make detailed models and make them feel like a part of the world. How did Squad and Mick, Mackie Stone achieve this? By using voxel models. Since the models are almost entirely out of blocks instead of using slopes, they are easier to fit in with the rest of the world. In addition to this, every single model used voxels or high definition textures wherever possible to make them fit in. Also, the builds themselves were as equally detailed. If the level of detail included in the buildings did not meet the level of detail in the models, I doubt the models would have worked at all. The only model that I have a problem with is the Claw of Ares, purely because it goes a little too far compared to the other models. Everything else, however, looks great. And speaking of presentation, I wanted to talk about how the tutorial was presented. When you walk around the tutorial area, some tell raw text automatically appears in your chat box. This is okay, except for one problem. I tested this map with a few other friends, one of which was on a voice chat with me, and the other 3 were not. I could not communicate with people in the tutorial area because every time I wanted to send a message, it would disappear in under a second. To solve this, use signs instead. Now I understand what you're probably thinking. The player is more likely to ignore signs. This was not true for me. Since the tell raw text was constantly present and always the same color, I was never aware when it changed, and sometimes I even forgot about it. I was just desensitized to its presence. If there's a way to convey text to the player using signs, try and do that. I think you guys might understand what I mean by nitpicking now, but I did mention this in my Terra Swoop Force review as well. Oh, and the music was a nice touch too. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Fitting, not very intrusive, just the way PvP music should be. I didn't even notice the loops. Let's move on and talk about gameplay now. I didn't watch the tutorial videos until after I played the map. I deliberately did this because I wanted to know what it was like to play the map blind. Squad? Mackie? You said the map was complicated, and it was, but somehow we already had a good idea on how to play the game. As we played more and more, 1 versus 1, new features about the map were revealed. Okay. Huh?
Oh god! What the hell? What was that?
Whoa!
What? I'm in lava now. I'm in lava.
That was a tornado I spawned.
I am so dead. There's no way. I'm dead. Oh my god, what was that? You spawned near me.
Oh.
My space, where I just was.
Oh.
You didn't think about that, did you?
No, I did not consider that at all. I should have just waited for you to... Oh, but then you would have just stuck around. I'm honestly tempted to go as far as saying it's better off giving less information about the tutorial, but I don't think I'm able to say that with any validity since this was just my own experience. But overall, everything in the game was telegraphed in such a way that the tutorial wasn't really that necessary. Good. Now, balancing is a tough one in a map like this. Every single character is overpowered in some way. Man, this guy will not go down. Oh! Oh! Oh, I got the chalice!
Chuck for some reason.
Oh, maybe someone else used it. Oh my god, so many people.
I can't see what's behind me. I got no idea what's going on.
My health is draining so quickly. Which is a good thing. I certainly felt powerful. The issue is in the power curve. The more powerful you make abilities, the more difficult it is to balance. Thankfully, the game actually felt balanced. Not so random that it feels like victories were undeserved like in Mario Kart, and not so deterministic that one person keeps winning over and over and over. The goal of the game is to return 3 unique relics to your base, and sometimes you can kill another player and receive a relic you already own. This is a great way to prevent powerful players from constantly triumphing over one another, and makes it more difficult for a powerful player to simply kill everyone and win in under 10 minutes. It gives other players a chance to catch up. It's an unusual but excellent design choice which keeps the game close. I like how every single character has a unique and crucial advantage over one another. Hades has powerful attacks and immunity to lava to bring down opponents quickly. Ares has a powerful healing ability and speed ability which allows the character to get relics quickly and get out of harm's way easily. Hermes can levitate and get over obstacles and hide in difficult to reach areas. Apollon can take down enemies from a distance and stop players from getting near the character, and also take down characters running with the relic at range. Zeus is a primarily defensive character who is nearly impossible to take down once he has the relic. Hephaestus is a mid-range and mid-damage character who is a great all-rounder for experienced players. Poseidon is fast in the water and therefore difficult to stop once in his base. He also has abilities which will allow for a quick escape and is tough to pin down. Aphrodite is weak, however he is fast on land and can easily slow down opponents, balancing his weakness very effectively. Side note, I like how there are exactly 8 characters. The most mature and well-designed PvE and PvE games that aren't open world benefit from having a cast of 7 to 8 characters. It creates cognitive ease for the player while maintaining diversity in the game. This diversity is also reinforced by only allowing one type of god on the field at any given time. And fun fact, the game Doom, that first-person shooter, that had 7 enemies. It's a good number to work with. There is one more thing I would like to discuss before I begin nitpicking. The game's pacing. Unfortunately, the pacing of this game is probably its biggest drawback. I think it's okay to have space for the players to breathe and gather their thoughts, but there is too much of that. Most of the game is just running around the island, no action, and that can grow a little stale after a while. This is especially an issue when less players are involved. There are plenty of ways this could have been avoided, and these changes would improve the map significantly, I believe. 1. Put more custom mobs in the arena, and put them in specific places. This will encourage the player to make decisions about their path. Do I want to choose the fast route or the safe route? Some guardians, placed at the center, would make the battles in the middle longer and make that first run far more interesting than it just being a competition of who has the best speed. It also breaks up those long runs. Even if the combat is minimal, it's better than nothing. At the very least, it could have been useful for matches with under 5 players. 2. Include a smaller but more intricate arena that we can choose. This will keep the players closer together and therefore make the action more frequent, especially when there are less players online. 3. Boost the players' speed if there are less than 5 players on the map. Again, this will bring everyone closer together and make for better pacing as there's less just running around, actionless experience. That's all I really must say about the multiplayer game. I'm not going to talk about single player too much because I do not see it as a crucial part of the game. It's a PvP game at its core, so I'm not going to spend 10 minutes talking about something that isn't really important in the grand scheme of things. I'm glad it was challenging, I'm glad it exists, and I'm glad there are so many different combat encounters in it. Okay, so let's begin the nitpicks. Nitpicks are just things that aren't important to the map, but could have been improved, very, very minor. So, the chests aren't locked, and I can therefore put items in them. Here, let me fix that for you. Okay, so here's a chest here. I can open it and close it like a normal chest. What I'm going to do is just going to put down a command block, and I'm going to give it the lock tag. Okay, so let's just call it A in this case. And once I activate this command block right here, you'll see that I can no longer open the chest. Now it says here chest is locked, might not want that, so what we're going to do is we're just going to give it a custom name, which is just a massive series of spaces, and we'll just block that off there. So we'll do that again. Okay, you can still see the word is locked there, so we'll just put a few more spaces around here and just activate that. Still makes the sound, but you can edit that out with the resource pack, but as you can see there's nothing here and I cannot open the chest. If you die in single player, you should honestly just lose the game and be forced to start again. It isn't exciting if I'm fighting and nothing is at stake, because I can try again once I respawn. Speaking of single player, there should be a speed boost given to Chronos to make finding and locating the gods faster, as that part of the gameplay was least exciting. Did anyone see that? Look again. Yeah, it's honestly no big deal, it's just a PSA to map makers here. So I summon in a zombie here with 1 health, and it drops items like you would expect. However, if I give it this tag, the death loot table tag, just give it a fake one, then it's actually not going to drop anything at all. This will help your kill clock just a bit, and maybe if you do it this way you won't even need that in the first place. But I think if you just execute from all players rather than all entities or whatever you're doing, this will just optimize your map just a little bit more. Finally, while not entirely necessary, a team mode would have added a massive layer of depth to the game. 2 evenly filled teams with up to 8 or 16 players could turn this into a real competitive game. It's a lot of work though, so that's why I'm listing this as a nitpick rather than a fully fledged criticism. But team games would have been great. Those are my nitpicks. I know, there wasn't many this time, but I must say, it's a great map. Every time I thought to myself, I wonder if they considered that I might break the game in this way. 9 out of 10 times, they had considered it. It's a polished and fun map. So grab 7 friends, grab a realm or server, and please give it a go. It's fun, and thanks for everyone for watching, and thanks to those who helped test the map with me. Again, if you want a full commentary on this map, watch the video by Winker the Sage to see our thoughts on the game, and thanks to the people who managed to make some time to test the map with me, and of course, thank you to Squad, Mick Mackey Stein, and N-Rays Games for making such a beautiful map. Cheers, guys. Oh man, oh man. Oh, I can use my my aqua boots to get there real quick.
No!
Oh man.
I can't aim.
Yes!
Oh god, GG. GG.
That was intense.
That really was. Yeah, GG.